Hello, authors! Welcome back. We are going to continue writing our personal narrative. Now, if you're watching this video, you should have already done your circle map of family members, already brainstormed 4 of your favorite or most special events with your family. The page looks like this. And then you should have also illustrated your one idea that you're going to write about. So here's my illustration. Yours might be in your packet. That's okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on our thinking map that will then help us make a final draft of our writing. Because writers sometimes need to write the same thing once or twice and then add things and take away. So on our thinking map, there are 4 rectangles. And you can see that I already did my first 2. That's because today you're going to do the first 2 things that happen in your special event. Now, what I did for you on your thinking map is instead of just telling you to write, I gave you questions that I want you to answer in each rectangle. Sorry, Miss Ladada's brain is just spacey today. So, for the beginning, when you're writing the beginning of your story, I want you to think about where you were, who you were with, and when it was. So, Miss Ladado picked her trip, or my trip that I went on with my sister and my mom. And this was a little while ago. So I can look at my picture and I can see who I'm with. I can sort of tell from the details where it is and when it is too, and I remember. So I'm going to read you what I wrote, and then you're going to tell me if I answered all the questions, okay? So one summer, me and my mom and my sister, Brittany, went on a vacation. We went to Silver Springs in Florida. Did I write where I was? Yes or no? Yes, I did. I said I was in Florida in a place called Silver Springs. Did I say when it is? Yes, I did. I said in summer. And did I write who I was with? Yes, I did. I wrote my mom and my sister, whose name is Brittany. So when you do that box, I want you to really focus on those questions and their question words. So if you remember who, where, and when. So you're going to write sentences to answer those questions. Always look back at your picture. I always find that my picture helps my brain remember. Then we're going to do the detail, and it's the first detail. And again, I wrote a question to get your brains flowing so you know what to write about. Only one question. And that question is, because it's the first detail, is what happened at the start of your event? So it might be what you did with your family, or a little bit more details about where you are. So think about the first thing that you did. So I know the first thing that we did when we went to Silver Springs is that as soon as we got there, there were tons of animals. And in my illustration, I drew the animal that I thought was the prettiest. It was a peacock. And so it had so many different colors. So I really enjoyed that peacock. It was so pretty. But they're not very nice animals around people. So we just had to look from a distance. So I wrote for my detail, when we first arrived at Silver Springs, we saw so many animals. My favorite was the colorful peacocks. So I wrote that, and it's in my illustration. Now, I'm going to show you this. I wrote some juicy sentences because first graders write juicy sentences. I didn't say, I saw animals. That's not a juicy sentence. I need to make sure that I add lots of details. And if you notice, I wrote more than one sentence in every box. And that's okay, because our story is not going to be 4 sentences long. Not in first grade, because we are first grade writers. So we're going to make sure that we have details. I made sure that I had adjectives in my sentences, those describing words. So I wrote colorful peacocks. I didn't just say an animal. I said what it was, and I gave an adjective to describe it. So this is your job. You've already picked your event. I have a feeling it's not the same as Miss Lodato's, and that's okay because we all have our own special moments with our family. So you are going to write the beginning answering those questions: who, when, and where. And then you're going to do your detail, which is what happened at the beginning of your event. What happened? Now, are we going to write one sentence for every box? No. What kind of sentences do we write in first grade? Juicy sentences. And I know that when your teachers see this, they really want to see those juicy sentences. If not, we might have to go back and add some nice details. So make sure you look over those and make sure you have nice, juicy sentences with lots of details. All right, so my writers, you are going to do just the first 2 boxes of your flow map today. We'll do more later. Get writing.